Hey everybody, my name is Brandon Scott and welcome to the Fandom Pastor, which can be found on our YouTube channel, Facebook page, or podcast. The Fandom Pastor is for all of us who love our fandoms and our faith. Fandoms are anything that somebody has a deep love for. Harry Potter, Broadway musicals, cult films, to name just a few. Join the Fandom Pastor as we see how God is connected to it all. And don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Hey all, this is Pastor Brandon with our next episode of the Fandom Pastor. This week we finish up our series on the Rogue Gallery, the bad guys of the Batman comic series. Our clue from last time was this character was an expert in ornithology, or the study of birds, and was known to be more knowledgeable than the professors on the subject. The character is Oswald Cobblepot, better known as the Penguin. Not only known for his expert knowledge of birds, but also known for his trick umbrellas. The character first appeared in Detective Comics number 58 in December of 1941. Penguin is certainly an interesting character. At first, he kind of, in the comic books, originally he originally was more of a, wasn't quite as big a deal. He was a little more bumbling. As things progressed, he became much more vicious, became an underworld crime boss, and just became a lot more violent. But one thing that has been a common thread throughout the entire character run has been his ego. In fact, in one of the first appearances of the Penguin, he actually was trying to get a book published about himself. He was so egotistical, he wanted to make sure everybody knew everything about him, how wonderful he was, how smart he was. And this has come into play more than once when fighting the Batman and even fighting with the other Rogue Gallery members, that his ego, he wants to be in charge. He thinks he is the smartest one around. And this points me to Proverbs 16:18. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before stumbling. And I actually like the Message translation or version of this. It says, first pride, then the crash. The bigger the ego, the harder the fall. And boy, that's absolutely true with the Penguin. Time and time again, he gets bested by either Batman or the other rogues, even other superheroes. He's been bested time and time again. And yet his level of egotism never changes. It never seems to fail. And this just goes to show that all of us have work to do. None of us are perfect. None of us are as great as what we think we are. The Penguin, again, is such a perfect example of that. And God tries to bring us down a little bit for our own benefit. He brings us down to a level where we recognize that we are not the greatest. We are not the best. We are not the perfect in anything. We all strive to be the best we can, to be followers of Him. And certainly some do a wonderful job of it, but by the same token, we still have work to do. Egotism, in my mind, represents somebody who thinks they've reached the pinnacle. They don't have any more work to do. And yet, by looking at the scripture and recognizing what God is teaching us, what God teaches us through Paul even is where, the closer I get to God, the more I realize I've got work to do. The more I realize I'm not the top of the heap type of thing. And apparently the Penguin needs to have a little more education. So something to think about as we go throughout our life. Don't be a penguin. So next time, we start a whole new series. My clue for next time is that this series redefines science fiction, which I know a lot do. But the subject for the next episode is a faceless army that has a connection to the German military. Thanks, God bless, and see you next time.